Documentation.
I don't think I've ever seen my glasses on.
Once before.
Once before I saw you?
How are you?
Once before, it wasn't worth it to me for a pair of contacts.
Oh.
How are you guys?
Good, you?
Aaron, how are you?
I'm okay.
Good.
You could have squeezed through there tonight.
I know, but it gets
It's a little
kind of
tight.
being weird, you know? My only pair of pants without holes in them. They're a little snug. Just trying to keep it cool, you know?
Don't want to
I
fuss you.
know that you haven't put Terrence to sit down yet.
How's the
And Maya didn't let me sit down either. I'm a big
First, she gave
How's
me
the
this
job?
stuff for the airport. Do you want to take a look at it and determine if you want me to have it or not? It's just some stuff about it.
Oh, yeah, no, because there's one open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
Do you want
So
to?
what is, I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Myron handed me these papers.
Keep it close. That's,
You as the chairman want them, or me as the secretary?
To me, to get these records, I know what we've done with it.
You don't really have to.
You don't have to. So it's just a current update.
so this thing made me update my password.
And then this letter.
But then when I log into my email, it doesn't make it use this like password. Really? What happens the less?
Oh, yeah, we definitely want him.
Yeah.
So I just,
Mhm.
it's my duty, I'm sending this letter.
Looks good, does it? Wonderful.
That, and part of my
Yeah.
duty is to hold on to things.
And you can put on there, P.S. you cannot quit this board.
It's what you.
Yeah, it's state law.
That's what I said. If you want to write on the original, I will allow you to. Seriously.
Yeah, we can lock this in.
I can let you hand deliver it.
How many people are on that board, Aaron?
But it doesn't
I'm
register
sorry.
that.
How many people are on that board?
Hmm?
One? Just one on the airport board?
Oh, sometimes feels like that. No, we got 4 now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we got a quorum again. No, we have a quorum.
Oh,
We can do business again.
on the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you get those county boards and all?
It goes every other year. It goes. I can't remember. Odd years go to them, even years come here, or something like that, or every. It switches.
We didn't have any, now we got 3 more.
But yeah, because we were down to 2, but we needed 3 for a quorum. And then who she was just talking about, that J.R. Eggleston, he applied, and then that's the thing to ask him to reapply.
I thought we got 2 and they got 0.
Well, it's like I said, it switches. The appointment goes so my appointment, the first time would come from the county, the second time from the city, then back to the county, then back to the city. It switches each.
Is it the same for all board members?
Yes.
Well, I haven't heard of one in a while.
No, we haven't. We're where we've been for quite a while.
All right, guys, it's 7:30. Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lynn, will you assist us in roll call?
Mayor Terry Whiteham. Vice Mayor Jacqueline Wells.
Here.
Councilmember Aaron Durst.
Here.
Councilmember Darrell Gardner.
Here.
Councilmember Barry Martinez.
Yeah.
Councilmember Linda Smith.
Here.
Councilmember Chris Weisenberg.
Here.
All right. Moving on to the public hearing for a resolution to apply for a grant and allocate $12,500 from the Strategic Planning Fund for the Wyoming Business Council's Economic Development BRC Planning Grant. Open public hearing. Does anybody have anything? Okay, public hearing now closed. Moving on to item B. Public hearing, City of Rollins Liquor License Number 93, notice, public opportunity for hearing and local licensing authorities determination of license violation proposed suspension. This issue has been resolved. The licensed liquor holder has paid their sales tax, and the sales tax hold has been released. We will be amending the agenda to reflect that. So we no longer need to open this as a public hearing. Moving down to citizens' participation. This time is a time for public comment. It sets a time limit for public comment of 5 minutes, with provision that the 5 minutes time limit may be increased at the request of a member of the public or any council member subject to vote of the council. A member of the public can come up and talk about anything that is not on the current agenda. So do I have any people wanting to speak for public comment? Hearing none, we'll move on. Moving down to the approval of the minutes of November 2nd, 2021 regular meeting. Darrell?
I move to approve the city council regular meeting minutes of November 2nd, 2021 as presented or amended.
Do I have a second?
Doesn't matter.
Councilmember Martinez? Lynn, will you open online voting?
Online voting is open. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas.
Okay, moving on to the approval of tonight's agenda. Councilmember Smith?
I move that we approve the agenda with the deletion of under new business number H, which is liquor license 93 notice.
I'll second it.
Councilmember Martinez seconds. Any comments?
So just real quick, last time when we budgeted this for this, there was 2 licenses that we had talked about.
Correct.
I just didn't see anything on the other one being resolved or anything.
It resolved before the agenda came out, so
Oh,
it was put on there.
okay.
Thank you for asking.
Okay, any other questions or comments? All right, Lynn, will you open online voting?
Online voting has opened. Okay, online voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas.
Okay, moving down to city council reports. The first one is the Board of Adjustments. Councilmember Durst.
I have nothing to report tonight.
Moving on to item B, COG. Mayor Wycombe is no longer, or is not.
He's no longer with us.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
He's not here tonight. But we do have a meeting set for next Wednesday. Oh, tomorrow night. At what time, Myra?
6 o'clock.
Okay. And where is that at?
Here.
No, it is at the Carbon Building in the Carbon room. It's in the downstairs large conference room next to Public Health, between Public Health and the library
At 6 p.m.
at 6 p.m. And we are hosting, the City of Rollins is hosting.
Mara, when you mean hosting, do we have dinner or are we just going to the meeting or?
Staff is providing,
Okay.
staff and Mr. Wycombe have arranged it.
Okay, awesome. And then I guess the mayor did ask that all of us, as many as we could come to that for him. It'd be nice because we are hosting. Thank you.
Does anybody have any additional comments on that? Okay. Moving on to item C, DDA Main Street, Councilwoman Smith.
Yes, please bear with me because I didn't write this out. I'm just taking this off my agenda thing. There is a full holiday season planned, starting November 26th. We have the Blue Flag Friday and Small Business Saturday, which is November 26th, and Saturday, November 27th. And the program number 2 is Shop Downtown and Win Big. That's the drawings that will be happening that we normally have. The third program is Storefront Decorating Contest, where the people with storefronts can get involved. And we have late night shopping from December 1st through December 10th, so people can come downtown. I'm sorry, if you can't hear me, I'll try harder. I have a little bit of problem tonight. Then the program number 5 is the Ice Cube Hunt, and that's going to be on December 11th, so that's going to be fun. Program 6 is Christmas Card from Rollins Downtown Businesses, and that goes from December 1st through December 31st. Program 7 is the Winterfest weekend, and this is a big weekend for everyone to come out, and I think the parade and everything is then, and that is December 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then we've other stuff it says, so there's lots of other activities between November 26th and December 31st. So that's a lot of the activities that will be happening with the downtown development and Main Street program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions? All right.
Okay.
Moving down to the Rollins Planning Commission, Councilmember Weisenberg.
There's a meeting tomorrow night. I'm not going to be here for that meeting, so I'll get with Lou after that meeting when I get back and then catch up on that. It's about the plat subdivision of that plat down there for the Starbucks. So.
Okay, anybody have any questions for Councilmember Weisenberg? Moving down to Urban Systems Committee, Councilmember Gardner and guest speaker.
We have our meetings here, or the last meeting for this year was postponed until January. We're going to send out updated agenda later. And then Chief Ward had some concerns concerning the sign on under the bypass up north there, so he was going to speak on that right quick.
Good evening. This is a topic we've spoken on before. It's been a topic in urban systems, and I know it's come up here. Councilmember Martinez, I know you had comments on it as well. So this is the one-lane underpass under the railroad bridge on Colorado. It's designed so that traffic coming southbound has the right-of-way because we don't want traffic backing up onto Cedar. Currently, there's a yield sign for the northbound traffic. The sign that was installed, and I'm not sure when it was installed, is not a legal sign. It's not enforceable. So with the postponement of this urban systems, we're not going to have the opportunity to speak about it till January. I'm a little concerned about it. My concern is a legal concern. If the city does not properly mark traffic signs, traffic control devices, hypothetically, if there was a collision under the railroad, the insurance companies of both vehicles could hold the city liable, and neither of their customers is liable for the accident. So there's no way for us to enforce anything. I was wondering if it would be appropriate to replace the sign with a street legal sign and then continue those discussions during urban systems.
Yeah, I'd like to see you do that. My take is this, I thought that sign was working. People seem to let other people through, and actually it's kind of working not just on one side. People headed north, headed south, they're stopping to let the others to go through.
Yeah.
I thought that was
courteous.
It's just working. I don't know about the sign, the legality, but I think my take is there's always been problems in that area. A good example, if you're headed north, and you get on there to stop at the lights, people come up right beside you and make a right at the red light. Well, one day I happened to get on the right-hand side, and the gal next to me came after me. So I asked the city attorney at the time about that particular turn, and she said the gal that went next to you I went next to her, and she was going to turn, and I was in the wrong, and I was mad because I thought I was in the right. No, there's no markings there to show that you can make a right turn at a red light. And there's 3 places in this community that we have that, and no markings. But anyway, getting back to your sign, I think I would like to see a sign put up. I think it's working. I don't know about legal sign, but the sign that there was fine.
So my question is, does it have to go through Urban Systems, or can I take action and replace the sign now and then bring it up for further conversations?
Mayor Pro Tem?
Go ahead.
Chief, what I would, my opinion, and I would respect the opinion of my fellow council people, but it's a non-conforming sign. It's a legal liability in my mind. It is in front of the Board of Adjustments for further review. I like to respect the Board of Adjustments. However, when you know that there's something out there that's non-conforming that's going to cause you an issue, I think we better remove it, and then we can deal with whatever the board recommends to us at a later time. That would be my suggestion.
So that we just don't have any there, let them
No, he can put one back
go
up.
back.
No, he can
Go back
put,
to,
he can put up what his yield signs the way he wants to be, but I'm
The problem
saying,
is we got the school buses that go through there. We got the Union Pacific Railroad equipment that drives through in and out of there. Large pieces of equipment that go through there, right? I definitely think the sign was working. Now, I don't know if it's a rule of the urban systems to address that. And if it is, maybe do it at your next meeting and give them see if we can get the okay to do it.
I think that's the concern is we will have the signs still in place. And one of the things Chief Ward was going to do was he was going to look into the liability of the sign that's currently in place, and he's found that with it in place, we are liable. Whereas if we remove it, then until temporary or replace it with a legal yield sign.
And again, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying that the last council okayed that. I don't know where the sign came from. Somebody made it up and stuck it up there, and it seemed to be working. Somebody's apparently making some noise, so now we have to go all over the whole.
I'd like to replace the sign that's there with just a legal version of that sign, and then talk about any other changes at Urban Systems. Sorry, Commissioner Durst.
Yeah.
Councilman Durst?
So I guess my question goes straight to Kelly. First off, he's asking for an action item. Can we add that to the agenda tonight where we've already approved the agenda? And is that simply the way to solve that problem is to have a motion tonight to change that? Is that the legal way for us to deal with that?
The short answer is yes, you can amend your agenda and to add this as an action item. The second thing is that I think the intent probably was that when the sign was authorized in the first place, that an appropriate legal sign would be put in place. And what you're doing is you're just correcting an oversight. And so I think you can approve that as well. I think it was just an oversight to begin with. You're not authorizing a different kind of sign. You're not really changing anything other than to make it a conformity.
So then my question as far as legality goes is, do we just put a motion to now amend the agenda so that we can bring this up for discussion and a vote?
Yes.
Is that-
sufficient? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, Kathy, I'm thinking we can do this by directive from council to staff as an administrative directive and not have to go through all
And
the
I think you can
amendment
do
and,
that as well.
and,
I mean, it's really an administrative
yes,
action
yes, it
at this
is.
point. I mean, to correct.
And I think just correct it, make it right, and then let the discussions go on in future meetings.
Councilmember Weisenberg?
I think the only thing I had is the mayor had asked about putting stripes down there because that does fit 2 vehicles through that, and he wanted to see that done if possible. So when is that going to get done?
I think he brought that up after our last urban system meeting, so that will go in front of them in January when we meet again, unless we decide otherwise.
And I don't think that was an urban system discussion, the striping. We've
Oh.
striped it before.
Oh, okay.
We just haven't done it. But we used to go in there and put a stripe through it.
Well,
Councilmember.
with no objection from any of the other counselors, I would authorize the directive to swap it to a legal yield sign and then let it come up for discussion. I kind of like that idea.
I agree.
I agree.
Councilmember.
I just have one question for you. If traffic proceeds after the yield, after they've yielded, and they're going through the tunnel and traffic comes down the hill and does not yield, there be any concern there?
Once a northbound vehicle yielded and they were clear to go through the tunnel, once they started, they'd have the right of way. And then traffic coming southbound would have to wait for them to come through the tunnel.
Would we have to add a yield sign at the top for the southbound to know?
We might, and I would suggest that might be a topic for urban systems.
Okay.
You know, what I see now, and I go through there every day, I see it working. Sometimes you get somebody that'll sneak through and you got two of them going in there at the same time, but most of the time, people have been real good about waiting for somebody to go through.
Well, we're not taking it away. It'll still be there.
Yeah, I understood that.
Okay.
I guess what he talked about another sign on the other side. I don't know if we need a bunch of signs around that, just I wanted just to kind of remind you that you got traffic going through there.
Do we have to wait for that to go to urban systems to have them stripe that, or can we just put that
Do
as a directive?
Just ask administration
Okay.
to do a directive to have the street department stripe it.
That'll work. We can do that during the directives.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay, moving on to reports and information. Chief Ward, you might want to just come back up. First item on the agenda is the State of Wyoming Dispatcher of the Year and Communication Team of the Year Award for recognition.
So good evening again. Professional dispatchers, would you mind coming up with me?
We'll take the unprofessional ones too. It's all good.
All of you?
We'll take them all.
They were the professional ones on this. So the Rollins Police Department's communication division is currently made up of 6 professional staff. 2 of whom are not here this evening. The supervisor of the unit, Juanita, is ill, and she sends her regards and expressed her unhappiness about not being able to be here. Brianna Bork is currently dispatching, so she's over at the police station. We have with us tonight Christine Makinen, who is our senior communications officer. Kerrigan Gates, Communications Officer 2, Anna Blackford, Communications Officer 2, and Lucero Romero, Communications Officer 1. So, these women have 4 primary functions as our dispatchers. They take calls from citizens, 911 calls, and handle emergencies with people live. While they're doing that, they then also dispatch police, fire, and our ambulances to critical events. Having one person do that is kind of a major undertaking, and I've watched them do it, and they are professionals. Their other 2 responsibilities include, they are our records custodians, so they are also in charge of our records section. All of our police reports and all of our records are managed by these women. And they are also the face of our department for anybody who comes into the police station. So whenever anybody comes in, this is who they speak with. So there's an association called the Association of Public Safety Communications Officials, or APCO. This organization has been in existence since 1935, and they represent, I believe, over 35,000 entities that employ communication specialists. So the Wyoming chapter of APCO holds a conference every year. This year it was the first week of November in Casper. During the conference, the entire team of the Rollins Police Dispatchers were awarded the Dispatcher Team of the Year award. In addition to that, Dispatcher Kerrigan Gates was awarded the Dispatcher of the Year. So as a team, the award was presented for a combination of all of the things that they have done this year. And I think it was you not long ago I was standing in dispatch when a gentleman called, a resident of Rollins, who was in the process of choking. Was that you? I think it might have been. And he was still able to breathe barely and still able to speak barely. And Anna kept him on the phone, kept him calm, and was talking to him while at the same time dispatching police officers and an ambulance. And she stayed on the phone with him until they arrived. That is normal for what these women do. And that's just one example that I've seen recently. Kerrigan received a call, reference a child who was having trouble breathing. She was able to dispatch a life flight helicopter and ambulance and coordinate with other outside agencies. Her actions, and Lucero was assisting her that evening, contributed towards saving the life of a child, and her actions are what led her to becoming the dispatcher of the year. I said something recently that I liked, so I'm going to repeat it. In the best state, in the best country this planet has ever seen, the Rollins Police Department has the best dispatchers. So we appreciate them very, very deeply. And would you please join me in thanking them for this?
I'm ready. Cheese. Yes. Okay.
Great job, ladies.
Congratulations. What an honor for the city of Rollins.
Yes.
I also told them that I expect them to win next year, too. No pressure.
Moving down to department reports, do you just want to stay up there?
I might as well. I might need a chair. Just kidding. Okay, so I'll start off with our calls for service this month. This is for October. 911 calls received was 460. That was up slightly from 433 in September. Telephone calls received total 1,071, down slightly from 1,093. Dispatched calls for service 631, down slightly from 659 in September. Case follow-ups 63, up from 43. Fire-related calls dispatched 20, down from 43 in September. Ambulance calls is slightly up 52, 43 back in September. Moving over to code enforcement for October. Property issues, there was one call, there were 3 in September. Abandoned derelict vehicles, 3 complaints, up from 0. Garbage or refuse complaints, 3, up from 0. Weeds, and this kind of makes sense, is 3, down from 25. That's 1 check in the plus column for Wyoming winters. Deceased animals, 1 call, up from 0. Dangerous conditions, 1 call. Assisting other officers with issues, 4. 15 cases open this month. 12 cases resolved or closed, and he's conducting a total of 6 follow-ups. Okay, in terms of staffing, we still have 3 lateral officers that are in field training. They're all scheduled to hopefully complete their training in the month of December. One of those 3 then will have to attend the Wyoming Law Enforcement Academy, and he'll be starting late winter and moving into the spring. The other 2 were previously law enforcement officers in Wyoming, so they're not going to have to go to the academy. We have 2 current applicants that are on the eligibility list for the Police Commission. We have a number of applicants that are on the online system. Many of them have submitted resumes and expressed interest. We're waiting for them to actually complete city applications. We have a new recruit ad that I think I discussed last month that we rewrote. We still have an internal detective position that's open. The second code enforcement position is still open. That's on hold. It was approved already. And we have one dispatcher applicant that's continuing to move through the hiring process. We're currently down one dispatcher. We're continuing to work with the Police Commission on rewriting the policy manual for the Police Commission. We're continuing with our quarterly employee check-ins. Those are moving along fairly well. In terms of engagement and outside training, Lieutenant Frakes presented drug impairment training to the Department of Corrections Academy in both October and November. He also provided crisis emergency response protocol training to the staff at a daycare center here in the city. Victims Assistance Supervisor Julie Hahn, Sergeant Craig, and Officer Murphy sat on a victim impact panel, which is a panel that DUI offenders are usually sentenced to attend. Sergeant Robertson, our SRO, is very busy leading up to Halloween. He conducted Halloween safety education at all the preschools, daycares, and elementary schools. And then for Halloween, the department was joined by a couple other departments within the city government. Fire and Public Works were with us. We went to 3 parks that evening to hand out candy, and we were all at the rec center where they had activities as well. And that was a pretty good night. Actually, it was several good days.
I heard you assisted a small child back to his family.
Did I?
Your staff, yeah.
Very good. What's that?
My son got lost.
Ah.
He was with his dad.
Were they both lost? I was probably lost too.
He went straight to the police officers and told them who his mom was.
We appreciate that.
Okay.
That's actually the goal of our outreach efforts. I want to tell you about two calls very quickly. These are both 2 serious calls. One of them occurred on November 3rd. About 7 in the morning, officers were dispatched to the TA truck stop for a disorderly trespasser that was there. We only had 1 officer working and a lieutenant working, which is unfortunately not abnormal in terms of our staffing. When they got there, the subject, who had also previously assaulted the general manager of the truck stop, refused to leave. So when the officers went to escort him out, he decided that he'd rather fight with the officers. As this frequently goes, it ended up on the ground. 2 officers were fighting to get him into handcuffs. During this event, the suspect attempted to disarm one of the officers and take his gun out of his holster. Both officers were able to get him handcuffed. The only backup coming for them was Highway Patrol. The suspect in this case was charged with resisting arrest or interference, attempting to disarm a police officer, and assaulting the manager. Currently held on a $100,000 cash bond. The second event, slightly different, also a serious event, occurred at the train depot on November 6th. And there was an event happening there. 67-year-old man suffered a massive heart attack and collapsed to the ground. There was an off-duty firefighter, who I apologize, I don't have his name, who was attending another event next door. The firefighter began CPR. 3 of our officers, Sergeant David Greninger, Officer Thomas Schroyer, and Officer Thomas Gamlin, responded. Officer Schroyer immediately began assisting the off-duty firefighter with chest compressions and CPR. Fire rescue and the ambulance arrived. 3 times his pulse returned and left. EMTs were able to shock him, brought him back, and he was conscious and speaking in the ambulance before he was even transported. So a combined effort in this case saved a life. And we're very proud of the actions of the officers that they took that night. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Chief Ward.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you for, we don't always hear those stories, so thank you. Just the stories don't always flow upwards, right?
I'll bring.
At least sometimes the good ones or the not contentious or whatever it happens to be. But thank you.
I'll bring more.
We like that. We like that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chief Schumacher, are you next?
Sure. After that brag up, how can you not? Huh?
Yeah, I'm like, wow. Thank you, Chief. not going to say, you kind of stole a little of my thunder there, to let you know that I was going to give a big shout out. Not too many times that you go to a full cardiac arrest victim that you have a full save. And that's worthy of a serious award, and we'll be looking at putting Paul Hardy and Tanner Tippett in for that. So I just want to let you know who that was. And once again, to the officers and the medics that were there, that was an incredible effort. We don't get to say that a lot on full cardiac arrest. So anyway, the good days, right? All right, year to date, call volume right now is at 824, and if I don't put these on, I'm not going to read the rest of them for you. So total occupancies that we've inspected are 292, with only one still out of date. These do not reflect the ones that we actually do call-ins on. Okay, these are specific site visits. So we are on track this year to hit every one of our buildings, and I'm very, very proud of the department for that. Training hours. 2,522, and since I already brought up Paul Hardy, he leads the way because he's going for his EMTA right now. And let me see if I can get down to his numbers. 247 hours himself. Very impressive. So besides that, I wanted to tell you, and I wanted to thank the Rollins Middle School. They asked me to come out for Veterans Day and talk, and it was a wonderful event. The kids, I'm telling you right now, had all kinds of questions afterwards, and I got to find out, oh, you know my mom, this is her, and so we had a great time, but it was a wonderful event, and I was very honored to go out there and speak with them, and I wanted to tell them thank you very much for allowing me to come out. That is my report. If you have any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, who wants to come next? Right. You gotta adjust that mic.
Just a little. Just wanted to give you an update on financials will be coming out probably in about a week and a half. We're wrapping up the bank statements, and so we'd like to have those done before we print those. So that's in the works, and just to let you know that. So that's pretty much all I have. Very short and sweet.
Great.
Please.
Okay,
Jody, what's the status on our auditors? Have they even contacted you, or where are we at in that process?
I talked to my contact on Monday, and they are trying to get in touch with our previous auditor to see if they can get access to the work that he has already done. That's customary, and I'm hoping, knock on wood, that he will cooperate and that the firm, BDO, will cooperate, and that they will be able to resolve some issues that are kind of hanging us up on some things. So that's where that's at, and I should get more information in about 1 to 2 weeks, because it'll take that long for them to try to make contact and see if they'll get cooperation or not.
Thank you.
anybody else have any questions? Lou?
The Community Development Department, we're going to have a meeting tomorrow with planning and zoning for the Starbucks. Do the final review from that board. Then we'll have another meeting after that with planning and zoning to open it up to the public for any questions they might have for that addition to our city. We currently have 2 new homes under construction. And I'm going to steal some of Chief Schumacher's information here on. We had 35 building permits that were issued, 53 inspections, 9 contractor licensing. Our recycling center, we're currently doing 4 bales of cardboard a day. We sent 1 truck out, 50 bales, 46,000 pounds last week. We're looking to send another one out either the end of this week or the beginning of the next. We sent 1 load of mixed paper, aluminum, steel, which equaled 25,000 pounds. Our landfill personnel, our scale portion of it, we're really working on eliminating our void tickets. and trying to make things better on that end, so we can make things better on this end with finance to keep our voided tickets down. That's all I have. Mine's pretty short and sweet.
Any questions for Lou?
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Who wants to come up next?
I see a Rochambeau for the last bill.
Honorable Vice Mayor and Council. First thing, last week, the Continental Divide Trail Coalition celebrated the national formation of the Continental Divide Trail. I wanted to bring this up because Rollins is one of the few communities that the Continental Divide Trail passes through, and that the City of Rawlins and the Continental Divide Trail Coalition has proclaimed the City of Rawlins as a Continental Divide Trail Gateway community. I thought I would just bring that up. Parks and green spaces. We met recently with representatives of the Wyoming State Forestry Division. We're working with them on a matching grant to do a tree inventory for our city. We're very excited about this. The last time we've done an official tree inventory was 2003. So this one should be complete sometime a year from now, so fall, winter of 2022. This new plan will be a great resource for us moving forward with managing our trees in parks and in neighborhoods. And it comes with some added bonuses. It'll actually come with a map layer of each tree, the condition of the tree, the type of tree, and recommendations for maintenance of those trees, so that going forward, our staff, or if we contract with people to do maintenance and repair of trees, we can add that information to a map layer on our GIS, so that going forward every year we can see, we can look, 10 years from now, we can look back on the last 10 years of when those trees have been trimmed, when maybe a resident called to complain about a tree, if they were hanging low over the streets. We'll have all that to track and help us out. So we're very, very excited. And more so, the matching grant we initially thought was a financial match of $9,000. The actual total grant really comes to about $36,000. The city's part of it is $9,000. So we set aside $9,000 in our budget for this grant. Come to find out, any tree maintenance and repair and removal or anything we do with tree counts as that matching in-kind grant for this. So, for example, we have a local contractor who's doing some tree maintenance for us. All of those funds going towards that count towards this match. So really, it kind of freed us up an extra $9,000 for not only tree maintenance, but tree replacement, because every time we remove a tree, we're going to replace at least one. So we were very excited to hear that and move forward with that project. So I promised the council I'd give you updates on advisory board meetings. So the shooting range advisory board did meet last week. There was discussions about the upcoming Silver Bowl shooting tournament. Also discussions about the capital improvement that City Council approved to replace the shooting range barriers and the flooring. We're getting closer to getting that happening. We're going to wait till spring and summer when the indoor range closes to do the work, but we're going to do all the background and get the bids and everything ready to go prior to that. And then there was also a discussion about an NRA grant that Patty brought to council at the last meeting that she was going to apply for, and she did. So the grant is to replace cabinets and countertops in the shooting range, indoor shooting range, as well as the shooting mats at the back, and also I think battery systems for the target retrieval. So that grant has been submitted. Great job, Patty, for all her work on that. Golf Course Advisory Board, there was no quorum at the last meeting, but we did have a representative from Masick Golf Course Company, and they did a great presentation on golf carts, because at some point in the next few years, we're likely going to need to replace our golf carts. There's many ways we can look at doing it. We can do a portion, each, 25% one year, 25% the next year. We could do a golf cart lease program, lease to buy. Lots of options to consider that I'd like to talk to Jody, our finance director, as well as some other companies to see what our best options, so we can bring that to council for further direction. So it was a really good presentation, and there was a good discussion about gas versus electric. I learned a lot in that meeting. It was just a very good presentation. We also talked about the $50,000 of impact assistant funding going towards the repair of the very much needed repair of our golf cart paths. So we're going to be taking a good look at the troublesome areas and how that $50,000, the best way we can spend that to make improvements to our cart paths. Recreation, I have some exciting news. So last week we interviewed 8 prospective candidates for a recreation programmer position. We held second interviews this week, one today. We actually made a job offer and the individual accepted. So we're very excited, and I really want to thank council for your support on getting this new position to the recreation department so that we can do more for this community. I'll have more and probably invite her to come by maybe at the next council meeting so we can do some introductions. It is a local individual, and we are very, very excited with what she's going to bring to the table and bring to this community. It's exciting times. And then a couple other last things. I wanted to touch base on Dog Park. At the last council meeting, the city council approved to allocate a little over $10,000 of the Wyoming Community Gas funding towards Dog Park. So 2 years, that comes up with about $20,500, I think. To add to that, council also approved $40,000 in impact assistant funds. So that brings us a total of $60,000 for a dog park. So how we want to move forward with this is sometime after the first of the year, we want to hold probably a series, at least maybe 2 town hall meetings to invite the community down here to talk about dog park location, talk about amenities, talk about what they'd like to see with the dog park so we can start picking away and moving forward and keep the council involved along the way as well. Because our goal is to get as much community feedback as we can. The other thing is the skate park. So there's been movement of skate park, or I guess there's been residents over the years that have indicated that a skate park would be great for this community. It was even mentioned in the survey that we did last year, as I read through it several months ago. So the council did approve $70,000 to move forward with the skate park. What we'd like to do is probably look forward to doing an initial phase 1 of above ground type elements for a skate park, because once you go into building a bowl and in ground, you have drainage and you have the costs just go up exponentially. So for low cost, fairly low cost, you can get above ground, very good, solid skate park. There's others in the state of Wyoming that have done so. That'll really, I think, excite the kids and give them a great place to skate. So similar to the dog park, we want to reach out to the kids in the community and get their input of what type of skate park design they would like to see. I'm going to be reaching out. Tyrell, our park superintendent, is going to join in. We're going to reach out to the schools, the middle school, high school, possibly elementary school, get there and meet some of the kids, have some conceptual designs for them to look at, and just get their input, get their involvement, and get their excitement. And then I'll bring those findings to city council as well. So these aren't going to be projects that are going to happen overnight, but depending on the location for like the dog park and as well as the skate park, there's possibility that they're, to use, I guess, shovel ready. We're almost ready to go. It wouldn't take a lot of time, a lot of environmental review, a lot of grading the properties or anything. Parking's there, the surfacing is there. So some of these projects can actually move pretty quick, which is also exciting. So that's all I have for this evening, unless anybody has any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
My last one.
I can go last. I'm not a superintendent, so.
All right, good.
Good evening, council.
Good evening.
So, luckily, Public Works is we're running smooth right now. So we're kind of just doing a lot of preventative maintenance, taking care of streets. So as far as streets department, we're continuing weekly training on all of our equipment and driver's trainings to get Class A, Class Bs for our new hires. So and I want to keep the weekly training going on. I think it's just great for training in, employees we've had for a while and new employees. So we're doing that in both departments, utilities and streets department. streets. We're kind of just, we're continuing the sweeping of the streets, doing sign repairs. We're actually going to help out DDA get a road access behind the Stinkers lot up to the Star, so that way we can go up there and maintenance it and get some, you know, get Rocky Mountain Power up there to do what they need to do. We've been doing some cold patching on potholes through town. We just recently took back the very large snow blower that we've had in storage for about 2 years now, that we've used once, that was costing us about $2,000 a month. So we returned that, and we're going to look at a different direction in the future, but we've proceeded without using it, and it was a huge cost to the city. So that's Streets Department is doing a pretty good job of just maintaining everything going forward. Utilities, same thing. Maintaining vehicles, equipment, training, dealing with sewer calls, meter analysis and meter repairs. We're doing a little bit of backfill work on a couple water line breaks that we've done. We had to do some work on some fire hydrants. We've been changing direction on fire hydrants to make it easier for the firefighters. We've had a couple water lines, service lines that we've had to replace, one new water tap that we've done recently. So they're just kind of slowly moving forward and just taking advantage of the calm period we have right now. Wastewater plants are all running really good right now, knock on wood. All of our tanks are up 85% or better. Peaking is full. Atlantic Rim is filling, so our water is looking really good. Water treatment, wastewater is all running very smoothly right now. So as far as the departments go, everything is running pretty good. Projects, our Walnut project is getting really close to wrapping up. I really think that old prison has it out for us on Walnut. You know, the little hiccups that we keep coming across, the weather that we keep enduring out there and holding up. But we still are moving forward on it. We're looking at opening up pretty soon. We did a punch walk on Monday, and we just have a couple small details we want to do because the guys have to be in the middle of the street, so we don't want to open it up to traffic. Just we want to keep our workers safe for time being. So we're very close to opening it up and very close to finishing up that project. Our Sage Creek Springs project is moving forward. It kind of slowed down a little bit. We had to get some easement rights for a small section from the state and from a land lease company out there. So we got that finished up. Fish and Game, we had to get with Fish and Game because it is a grouse habitat out there. So we had to get with Fish and Game and make sure we weren't interfering with any grouse habitat. But we are moving forward. We have materials on the way. We have contractors online. We are very close to breaking ground. So that is what I have for you guys tonight. Any questions?
Councilwoman Slick?
Cody, since you bring up the snowplow issue again, this is our second snowplow in a couple of years. What are our plans for snowplowing? Do we have something setting here already that would address this if we get some snow?
So the snowplow that we had, it took a mechanic about 2 days to put the implement on this loader, and it was dedicated to the loader for a full season. It was more for a county type of plowing. It was way too large for our city streets.
More for county road types?
Yes,
okay.
yeah. We couldn't even run trucks on. There was only one spot in the city we could actually use it. So yes, we are looking at another option. With the impact assistance funds, we're looking at a new loader right now. And what we are looking at is a different kind of attachment that hooks to it. And it's basically just that you can drive up to it, hook up to it, plug it in, and start moving. And it's a lot shorter. You can actually use it to fill up trucks, or it can actually move a lot of snow at one time. But it's a hydraulic one, but it doesn't have the whole power unit and everything. And we were looking at purchasing that instead of leasing it. You can purchase this for less money than we were leasing this other snow blower for 3 years, and then we wouldn't even have one after this lease. So we are looking at more of a feasible blower in the future. Right now, we can take care of everything that's coming up with the equipment that we do have. So I'm not really stressed about it. Like I said, we've only used that other snow blower twice in the 2 years we had it. So we are not using it at all. So going a different route is probably the best way for the city.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We just have Myra.
Good evening, council. As you all know, we're opening up the survey, so Sean asked me to take this time to make sure that the public knew about the survey that we're opening up. I hope you all know that last year we conducted a community survey for our strategic planning, and we are doing that again. So that is open online right now at rawlinswy.org/survey, and I'll make sure that link's on Facebook for you Facebook folks. And there is little handouts at the back. We do also have physical copies available if you prefer to respond in that way. They are available at the Recreation Department, at the Rec Center, or at City Hall. And lastly, this is really important, and council has told me many times how important it is that we get good responses on this. So we are doing an incentive. So this year, if you take the survey and you choose to leave your name, you do not have to, it can be anonymous, but if you choose to leave your name, you can be entered to win one of 3 gift certificates for $100 at a local business. So please take it. If you have any problems, you can call me. My phone number's all over the website, the link's right there. Yeah, so we just love for everybody to take it. Thank you. Thank you. I guess, do you have any questions?
Thank you.
All right. Does anybody else have anything? All right, moving on to city council reports and direction to the city manager. Councilmember Marquez?
I just want to thank the mayor for working with the state land and investment in regard to getting funding for this water situation that we got. I was disappointed to read in the paper there where they spent $223,000 to have a session that didn't accomplish anything but pass one bill. Yet they told the mayor that they didn't have any money to help us with this water problem that we got, that we could raise our water bills and create our own revenue. So I just want to let the public know that I felt disappointed when I read that amount of money that they spent, but they turned us down on the amount of money we were asking to help us with our water system. That's it.
Councilmember Weisenberg?
Yeah, I know Sean's not here, but I want to take this time to ask that the city streets department paint lines on the underpass and get that divided off for us, please.
To talk to that point, yeah, absolutely. We will look at getting that done as soon as possible. And as far as the yield sign goes, I'll get with the chief and we'll get a yield sign together, the one that is that he likes.
Legal, conforming.
So we'll get all that stuff going immediately.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other council reports? Okay, moving on to new business and the approval of the payroll. Councilwoman Smith?
Move to approve October 24th, 2021 through November 6th, 2021 payroll register for $307,292.21.
Second.
Councilmember Weisenberg seconds. Do we have any questions or concerns? Okay, then will you open online voting?
Online voting is open. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas.
Okay, moving on to the approval of the accounts payable. Councilwoman Smith?
I move to approve the accounts payable ledger for a period of October 20th, 2021 to November 9th, 2021 in the amount of $278,356.94.
Second.
Councilmember Martinez seconds. Any questions or concerns? Okay, hearing none. Lynn, will you open online voting?
Online voting is open. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas.
Okay, moving on to item C, approve authorizing compliance pay and clothing gift to current personnel employed with the City of Rollins in 2021. Councilmember Gardner.
I move to authorize compliance pay and clothing gift to the current personnel in the City of Rollins using existing funds in the 2021 to 2022 fiscal year budget.
Second.
Councilwoman Smith seconds. Any questions or concerns? Councilwoman Smith?
I know that you've listed your recommendations here, but would someone go over this a little bit so we know what the compliance pay will be and what the closing gift will be? And then my other question is, I know we can do this under employee bonuses and things like that without getting in trouble with the IRS. But I had, prior years, there was something in the audit that we had to be really careful about, and I forgot what that was.
Would you like me to?
Do that.
We have a Wyoming statute that prohibits paying employees anything other than their wages unless it's been previously specifically appropriated so that there's money set aside for that purpose, and the governing body has to approve it by a 3/4 vote.
3/4 vote.
So that's a statutory requirement. The other item has to do with, rather than it being a gift, the clothing item needs to be part of the compliance pay, because we have a Constitution provision, section 16(6), that prohibits donations. And when you make a gift, unless it's just very de minimis, we'll run into a problem with the constitutional provision. So, but by just including that as part of the compliance pay, rather than saying that it's a gift, because you really can't use public funds for gifts, we need to make that adjustment.
So the motion would need to be that, whatever, we would need to amend it to authorize compliance pay, including the clothing items.
That's,
okay.
That's within the legal parameters, but making gifts isn't.
Could you explain compliance? We gave bonuses in years past, but compliance pay, tell me what that
I don't
really
know where
means.
that term came from.
Okay, Joey?
So, because the staff members and all department heads are very conscientious about the money that they spend, this is a way to say thank you for doing all of that hard work. Not only is it a morale booster, a huge morale booster, but it also acknowledges the sacrifices that they may have taken to save money, the time that they do spend looking for the best options for the use of those taxpayer dollars. And so they are staying in compliance with the budget and with the overall goal of how we want to treat our employees. Is basically my understanding of how that came about.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we were making sure the IRS isn't going to come fine us 25 grand next year.
They're not.
I know we gave out bonuses before. It's never a problem. We did it under the employee programs that we had. We don't have one right now. So that's how we did it before, and it was budgeted in.
And that's the key. There's two items. One has got to be budgeted, and it's got to be approved by this body, by a 3/4 vote.
So my question to Jody, it is budgeted in, is it? I don't remember it being budgeted in, but.
I believe it is.
Jody, it is. It's under the city manager's budget, so
Okay.
it is a line item.
Yeah.
On your board docs, it has
Okay.
a GL number, and that has been, it's a line item.
Okay, so it is budgeted in,
Budgeted, yeah.
it's compliance pay, and we need to amend the motion to take out the gift. Okay,
And as far as if I may, as far as the IRS, you can do Wyoming Constitution aside, is you can do a de minimis gift, if you will, of $75 without it being taxable.
Councilmember Garner, you made the original motion.
And so we have to amend, take the gift.
Mhm.
We can make a friendly amendment.
So just make a friendly amendment.
Would you like me to make a friendly amendment,
Yeah.
since I seconded it? I would move to amend the motion to read, move to authorize compliance pay with, including a closing item to current personnel in the city of Rollins using existing funds in the 2021-2022 fiscal year budget. All I did was take out closing gift. I took out the name gift.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We got the legal nod, so.
Do we have any other questions or concerns about the motion? When you're ready, Lynn, will you open online voting, please?
Online voting is open. Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas.
Okay, moving down to item D, approve placing a hold on the hiring process for the position of the deputy city attorney. Councilmember Weisenberg?
Yeah, I move to place a hold on hiring process for the position of deputy city attorney.
For the second?
Second.
Councilmember Smith seconds. Do you have any questions or concerns? Councilmember Carter?
I just had a question. Councilmember Martinez, you were talking about not making this motion earlier and just leaving it open. If we make this motion, will we have to undo this later before we can proceed forward with it?
Yes.
If we
Don't do anything, it just stays.
and then we could make another motion to redirect how this works or what to do with it.
Somewhere down the line, if we're gonna do away with this, or we decide as a council we're gonna do away with it, we would have to amend our budget to reflect that take that money out and use it somewhere else. That's my take on it.
Councilmember Weisenberg?
I think right now, when we're currently looking for a city attorney, we should allow that city attorney to choose a deputy city attorney that they could work with. And I think there's some other things in the organization chart that we need to look at as a council also and possibly restructure that in that aspect of things too. So that's one big reason I think we need to place a hold on this and, you know, some other information possibly too, so.
Well, in discussing this too, the city attorney's position belongs to the council.
Mhm.
My take is, and maybe I'm wrong, that if we hired another attorney to assist the attorney that we hire, that person still would belong to the council, it wouldn't go to the staff to decide who this assistant attorney is going to be. Is that correct?
It's the council's.
It's the
city
council's
attorney-
position.
The city attorney position belongs to the council.
Right.
The deputy?
No. That,
That's, she
Oh.
just said yes.
I'd like to speak on this and we could look it up in board docs. It's in the budget, okay? And Councilwoman Smith can speak to this too. She has seen this also. The way that the line reads, the deputy city attorney position is not a council position. It is a city manager position. It comes underneath the city manager. Seen several times. I've talked about that several times, and you know, I think we need to look at reorganizing that so it comes underneath the council.
That's new to me.
Yeah, could I? address that. A couple of things really here. Freezing doesn't mean you take it out of the budget, just means you don't want somebody to fill that position with that amount of money. It stays in the budget, you're not removing it, because then you can come back anytime during that budget period and take it and unfreeze it. And then number two, with regard to the organizational chart, it does show, in my opinion, of course, when you look at it, here's the city attorney, it's under the council, but here's the line from the city manager to the deputy position. And also under that was the clerical. Clerical I understand because you can move clerical around any position. But that person who comes in to be the city attorney needs to have full control because they have a JD on the line, their degree, and they need to hire somebody with appropriate JD to go with it, and they have control over what the legal stuff goes out of that office. So you don't want to be having your deputy answering to somebody else when they need to have full control over their legal department. And that's why I think there's some reorganization chart needs just take the line out and do it correctly.
In my opinion, I believe that the assistant city attorney would fall under the city attorney's position, which is the council position.
I agree.
And I think that by leaving it the way it is, when we hire an attorney, that discussion could come up, and maybe we'll decide not to, and maybe we will, but it's already in there. To change it and then have to come back again and do it again, that doesn't make sense.
Well,
I could be wrong.
Here's the deal on this. They've advertised for a deputy city attorney. They've had, I think, one applicant or something that they've interviewed over the summer. And I think it's appropriate just to let the city attorney or city manager know that we feel that we're not there yet. We want to leave that position open. And the only way really to just freeze it for now and then come back and unfreeze it when we want to see what the new city attorney wants to do. And that gives the council their say on what they want to do.
The reason that I think that way is that in the past we hired an assistant city attorney. That assistant city attorney didn't work for the manager.
Right.
That assistant city attorney worked for the council. We had a city attorney, we had an assistant city attorney.
That's the way it was in the past, but look at the organizational chart.
I haven't seen anything that's different than that. And I'm going by the advice of our city attorney that says, no, that assistant city attorney belongs to the council.
And I'm not disagreeing with you.
Lynn?
Okay, so the finance director went and got the book that Councilmember Weisenberg was making a reference to in the organizational chart, because it is in our budget. It's under page 2.
Yeah, it's under 2.
And it does state that the attorney, it does report, it is a city employee, as Councilmember Weisenberg and Smith did make a reference to.
I didn't mean to make a big deal out of this tonight, but it does need to be corrected.
I mean, the problem's with the organizational chart.
Right, correct, Kathy. It's not in, we're all in agreement on where I think we want to be. And we recognize that the city attorney is the council's prerogative to hire. And that person coming into the office needs to figure out what they're going to do with that office. But on the organizational chart, for whatever reason, I think there's a line that really needs to not go across to the city manager's office.
I mean,
So it's just to fix the chart and we're unhappy.
I mean, that's where the problem is.
Yes.
Steve, this line here.
Councilmember Durst, did you have something to add?
Yeah, so it would be my request. I completely agree this is fine. I have no issue with this. What I would actually request of the council is to reallocate these funds to a assistant city manager. I think we have some people that are working over 60 hours a week, and I think that is now the standard norm. I don't think that's ever gonna change, and I think that's just what their job is. And that's gonna cause some burnout really, really fast. And I think if we don't get somebody in there to assist some of the rest of those people, I think we're gonna be losing employees faster than we're gonna gain. So it'll be my request that we reallocate those funds to what will be called a probably assistant city manager. I realized we would need Sean to come back and put together a budget and, some job duties, but if we can allocate the funds toward that, then he can come back with the job. That's what I would request, because I think we are on the edge of some serious, serious burnout right now if we don't do something to change the course of what is now standard.
And I would like to just say really quickly that I would like to see a planner rather than assistant city manager, because a planner could take over a lot of the duties that would need to be done by the city manager, and then we have a full, but we've added so many positions now that we don't have a solid budget. I'm a little skittish here.
Well, that's why I'm reallocating this. These funds are allocated. We've already budgeted.
I think we should need to leave them there.
Councilmember Martinez?
I don't have any problem with what you just said. But I guess the question is, when we hire an assistant city attorney, does that assistant city attorney fall under the attorney who is our employee, is a council employee?
Not
That's
currently,
correct. And
Jabari.
according to this, it doesn't.
Not currently, yes.
Not currently,
Yeah.
okay. So what you're saying is, if we take those funds and allocate it for an assistant attorney.
City manager.
Manager.
No.
Yes.
Oh, you want to go to assistant manager?
That's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about the attorneys.
Okay, let me say this again, because evidently there's a misunderstanding. I'm talking about taking the money that's allocated for the deputy attorney. We're all in agreement that we don't want to hire that person. We want to get a city attorney in first. So we don't need this position right now. My argument is take this money that's allocated, we put it toward, we can talk about titles or how it's laid out, that's fine. But effectively give it to Sean as a assistant manager position or planner, or whatever we want to call this. Then that person will do whatever Sean needs done, Lynn needs done, Myra needs done, whoever, some department head, whatever research, whatever they need done, that person would assist in all of those duties.
I suggest that we put together a workshop on this issue. I feel like that would be a good solution for this, so we could talk about all the specifics.
Okay, so I will let you know, we'll have to discuss about workshops, because I've got a couple of them booked out all the way until January, so.
This
That's fine.
isn't an emergency, it's just, it's just,
Unless you lose 4
Administration.
employees along the way.
So,
no.
we can, whatever your pleasure is, I'll let you know what's on the agenda for the next couple. But, the 7th is taken, we have that with Travis, the commissioner, discussion about dispatchers. 21st, you guys asked to leave open for a little bit. We could put something there if you so choose. Then we're into January, and that is with the hospital, the expansion, and then the following one would be the 18th, and there was something booked on the 18th of January, so that one we could move to something so you guys could use in January, or we're looking the first one in February. I'm not sure what the date is, I apologize.
And then we start budget.
Yes, then budget will be started, so in March, or I have set up for that. But it's your pleasure, whatever you guys would like.
How does everybody feel about?
Yeah.
We do.
To discuss the attorney.
Yes. How does everybody? We still are discussing the attorney. We're discussing the whole picture.
Well, yeah.
So the motion is on the floor right now regarding to, let me just read that 1 second, hold on.
To place a hold on the hiring process for the
Yes.
position of the deputy city attorney.
Yes, and that's how it reads. So Councilmember Weisenberg first, and then Councilmember Smith seconded. So.
Do we have any other questions or concerns about the attorney?
So up to out there. I move to amend the motion to reallocate the funds for the deputy city attorney to the city manager's office to hire an assistant.
Second.
I have a protocol question. Is that doable?
Those are really two different topics.
Yeah, so that, I would worry about the advertisement of that to the public, Aaron. Does that make sense?
Well, if we put a hold on the hiring process, are you talking about because of the reallocation of the funds? Is that your legal concern?
Yeah, I think that's the concern.
And if we put a hold on it, then you can come back and ask the same question on another agenda.
I agree. I'm just trying to move
I
things
know.
along just a little faster.
I know, but I'm not quite there
Might be
yet.
looking for a light at the end of the tunnel.
Not quite there yet, Aaron.
It's been a very bleak year for a lot of people, I think.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so now I'm confused on what I need to do.
We're back on the motion, Mayor.
So we're back on the original motion. Okay. No further discussion? All right. Lynn, will you open online voting?
If I can't legally motion, I'll take it away.
Sorry.
Good try.
It's a good topic to discuss.
Yeah, right? Legally.
Okay, so online voting is open in regards to the first motion about putting a hold on the hiring of the city attorney.
Mayor Pro Tem, I have a question. Because he made an amendment and it was seconded,
They need to withdraw them.
that's, okay. And then we can vote.
I technically withdraw my motion because I was told that it was not a legal motion.
Okay.
So I formally withdraw.
Just want us to be
Did you
clear.
withdraw your second?
Yeah, withdraw my second.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your way.
I don't know, guys.
She's
Okay,
keeping us
so
out of trouble.
Everybody's voted, everybody's, okay. All right, I'm just gonna close online voting then.
Okay.
Online voting has closed, the motion passes with 6 yeas to the original first motion. Okay?
Thank you. All right, moving on to the resolution of the designation of financial institution as public depositories. Councilmember Durst?
I move to approve the resolution designated the Bank of Commerce. Do we have a Bank in the West?
That's what I thought.
Are they closed?
Not yet. So are you asking why we have them still on there? Because one, they have to finish out this year.
So we need it for the
Yeah, so
year,
this is
okay.
actually for 2022. And we will not be finalizing the accounts payable account until about March or so.
Okay, I apologize. I will restate my motion. I move to approve the resolution designated Bank of Commerce, Bank of the West, and RNB State Bank as public fund depositories for the city of Rawlins during the calendar year of 2022.
Councilwoman Smith, seconds. Any questions or concerns?
So I guess the Bank of the West was just to finish out, and then once they close out, it comes back, and then it's just gonna fade away.
Yes.
I had the same concern, then I reread something way down in the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
No other questions or concerns? I will have Lynn open online voting.
Online voting is open. Online voting has closed, the motion passes with 6 yeas.
Okay, moving on to the resolution to apply for a grant and allocate $12,500 from the Strategic Planning Fund for the Wyoming Business Council's Economic Development ERC Planning Grant. Councilmember Durst?
I move that the city council approve the resolution allowing the grant writer to pursue economic development planning business ready community grant through the Wyoming Business Council and allocate $12,500 out of the strategic planning budget to meet the 25% cash match required for this project.
Have a second?
Second.
Councilmember Gardner, seconds. Any comments? Go ahead and explain.
Basically, this is a grant through the economic development portion of the Business Ready Community Grants, and it would allow us to do economic strategic planning for the next year. And it dovetails nicely with a lot of the goals and objectives of the strategic plan that were devised in 2021. So it'll give us a leg up on accomplishing those goals. Yeah.
Great. Any other questions, concerns? All right. Lynn, will you open online voting, please?
Online voting is open.
Thank you.
Online voting has closed. The motion passes with 6 yeas.
All right, moving on to item G, ratification of the animal control truck bid acceptance. Councilmember Garner?
I move to approve bid selection of $35,358 for budgeted animal control replacement truck to Granger Ford of Casper, Wyoming.
Give us a second.
It's going to be Griner Ford.
Oh, we need to change that.
Let me see what I got there.
Oh,
It says Granger, but it's actually Griner.
Greiner.
Mhm.
So Greener Ford,
So,
correct?
yeah, Granite.
Or
All right. Do I have a second?
I think so.
there was no second.
No, Councilmember Durst. Seconds?
Tell us what we want to hear.
Questions?
Yes, I will.
Go ahead.
So this is kind of interesting. The second animal control truck was included in the budget and approved by council. The city clerk, Becky Home, put it out for bid. There were 2 responses from 2 dealerships. They both happened to be Ford dealerships who made bids meeting the specifications for what we needed. What was interesting about this is that both dealerships indicated that Ford was only accepting government bids until the end of last week. So we barely squeaked in under that. And the ramifications were, one of the bids was $35,000 and change. If we accepted the bid after the 12th of November, the new price was $45,000. The other bid came in at $36,000, almost $37,000. After November 11th, which was their cutoff date, the new cost would be $42,637. Never come across this before. I know there's a shortage of trucks and there's problems with parts and so forth. But apparently, Ford put a date where they were going to end accepting government bids, and any bids that came or were accepted after that date were going to cost a significant amount more. So we were able to squeak in under that date, and we accepted the bid, the lower bid from the dealership in Casper for the price that was mentioned.
Any questions? Councilwoman Smith?
I'm sorry, but I need to make sure I have it clear in my mind that we're not circumventing our bid statute, by
No,
statute.
You did not. And your city manager is the purchasing agent for the city. That's one of his statutory authorities. And so he exercised that authority as the purchasing agent, but subject to your ratification of that bid. Because there was such a significant, typically he would come to you beforehand, even though he has the authority as purchasing agent to do things that have dollar signs attached to them. But because of the money involved, he felt like he needed, and we concurred, that he had the legal authority to do that subject to ratification.
And do we have a purchasing policy in place that allows for this, or?
It's, it was done in 2019, the resolution was in, I think October of 2019.
Was there a dollar amount affixed to that purchasing policy? There is not, okay.
List like Attorney Kathy spoke of, that he is listed per Wyoming statute and per our ordinance.
Okay, I'm sorry, because I've always been under the impression that when you go out for bids over 35,000 or 25,000, state statute requires the council to approve that expenditure.
It requires the city to go out for bid,
Right,
but because we're a city manager form of government,
right.
the city manager has certain statutory authority, which includes the purchasing agent.
Okay. That's
Any
something I
other
just learned. Thank you.
questions, concerns?
I got a concern with, I understand the dates and stuff, but if there's a bid already out there, how are they gonna just change a bid?
They indicated both separately, so this must be a Ford thing and not a dealership thing, that the bid had to be accepted by the end of last week, or else the cost of the vehicle went up significantly and the delivery date was extended significantly. It's the first time I've seen that. The bids, I believe, were opened on Tuesday,
It was open on the 9th.
and then the dates that these dealerships quoted were the end of last week. We didn't know that going in. Obviously, any dealership from any company that produces trucks that meet the specifications was free to respond to the bid. These were the only two that did. They both happened to be Ford.
My understanding is they quit fee programs and stuff as well.
Yeah. So we don't have to mention any special reasons for, it's not an emergency, then it's just procedure the way it was done. So we don't have to put anything in the record that there was a substantial benefit for doing it this way. Okay. Thank you.
I suppose it's in the record anyway.
Yeah, they can read it, or they can listen to it.
All right. Hearing no other comments, I would have Lynn open online voting, please.
Online voting is open.
Get it? Okay. I'm sure.
Okay, so I'm not sure what happened, but
There it
online
goes.
voting is open, so go ahead and try again. It just, something came up on my computer, so everybody not present.
No, I just like that as my name. I vote yay.
Yeah. Okay. So, Councilmember Gardner? Okay, online voting has closed, the motion passes with 6 yeas. I'm sorry.
Okay, with no further business to come before the council, I call the meeting adjourned at 8:59 PM with the next council meeting on December 7th, 2021.
There will be a workshop.
Oh, I forgot to say something. But I have nothing to say now.
That's usually how it works, so go turn the mic around.